Welcome back. Let's take a break with Stephen, Mr. Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. I've been enjoying The Last of Us on
Yeah.
on
Pedro
HBO.
Pascal is just knocking him out of the park, huh?
That little girl is good, by the way. I don't know where they found her.
Children actors, but I think she's been in some other things. But yeah,
Pretty good.
Everybody's been really good in that show.
Yeah, she's good. It's a fun. It's an interesting take on spoiler alert. Look, you've only had a few weeks to watch it, but it's an interesting take on the apocalypse because it's not really the normal zombie apocalypse that you think of.
Right.
It's an interesting premise.
Yeah.
That they've gone with, and it's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I love the opening with the mushroom talk, and it's very ominous because you know something's gonna happen, and you're like, okay, I'm getting this. All right, okay, this is gonna be something. Yeah,
right. They have an epidemiologist.
Yeah, epidemiologist. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right, what do we got today, Alex?
We're back into the spiders. We're spider toning it up.
Who do you think you are? Really?
We are supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
And then we're gonna end with non-spider people, which will be a good palate cleanser for us. We're gonna start with the Doppleganger Spider-Man, a classic. The Flash Thompson Captain Spider. We're gonna move to Spider-Man: The Last Stand era comic book, kind of like the end for Spider-Man. Peter Parker, Prince of Arcane, and then Street Fighter. Yeah, Archon.
It's unbelievable. We've never talked about Street Fighter, by the way.
I know, and it's like one of the biggest games of all time.
I know. It's funny, right? Okay, what are we starting with, Alex?
Doppleganger Spider-Man, the classic Infinity War villain.
Was this the one that caused all the controversy back in the day?
I don't remember.
Oh, that was the clone. That was the
clone. Yeah.
Oh
no, the Doppelganger's fine because he's a villain and nobody really cared.
Got it. All right. So what do we know about this character, Alex?
Yeah, the Doppelganger Spider-Man, funny enough, was created the Infinity War saga and the Infinity Saga, where Magus kind of made evil doppelgangers of all the heroes. He was fought with all the rest of the doppelgangers and killed, but he was the only one to survive afterwards. So he shows up in the Spider-Man comics kind of regularly. He's used as a like a henchman for the Demogoblin, and he's just been around. It's just funny that like out of all the characters, the doppelgangers, like the spider persona has kept, but now he's a fan favorite. I mean, people love that guy. He was in Maximum Carnage, big player in Maximum Carnage.
Wow. Okay, great. So the Infinity War #1, June of 1992. There are 1,058 9/8. It's about $125 to $150. Gatefold wraparound cover. Jim Starlin's story, Ron Lim and Al Milgrom cover and art. Then there's Spider-Man #24 from July of 1992, the month later. There are 213 9.8s. There are 3 9.9s. That's about $125 book, $10 to $15 raw. Infinity War crossover, Demogoblin versus Hobgoblin, first full appearance of Doppelganger, Howard Mackie story, Larry Alexander and Andrew Coy art with Mark Bagley and Al Milgrom cover. All right, what do we got next?
My favorite, Flash Thompson Captain Spider.
I did not know about this one. This one I didn't know.
Your favorite Spider-Man is Flash Thompson.
This one I had no idea about.
Of course, no, it's very niche. Very niche. So
who's Flash Thompson?
But Flash Thompson obviously is Spider-Man's Peter Parker's childhood bully. But in this in this universe, Flash Thompson gets bitten by a radioactive spider. He gets the spider powers and he does everything, but he does everything like Flash Thompson-y. So he fights the wrestler but accidentally kills him. He tries to do who tries to be a crime fighter, but really is, kind of showboating. And then, at some point he's fighting and he doesn't have the wherewithal to be a real superhero. So he dies. And of course, Peter Parker, being a fanboy of the Spider character, is like, this is all you shouldn't have been showboating. You should have been a real hero. You've wasted your powers.
Got it.
So
Got it.
that's, and it's one story. He was in and out.
It's amazing how they're bringing all these outside people.
Yep. That'll be interesting.
Okay.
I hope to see him in Spider-Verse. Really,
this is a tough one. What if number 7 from February of 1978? There are 36 9.8s. I couldn't find any for sale. It's a $30 to $35 raw book. Don Glutt story, Rick Hoberg and Sam Granger are with Gil Kane and Joe Sinnott cover. That's an interesting one. Again, I don't know what kind of size the role is going to be, but we'll see. Okay. Alex's pick of the week. What do you got for us?
I'm still unpacking from my European vacations, if you will, and I bought these for a buddy of mine, and they are British stickers, candy stickers for Superman, and they're 1978, so right around perfect movie time. But these guys are very hard to find, like especially here. These are vintage stickers that were specifically made in the UK and sold around the UK stores and gumball machines and stuff. I think I bought all 3 for like, I don't know, $10-15, but like if you look on American eBay, like they sell for like $25 each. Like this is a thing where, when you're when you're in another part of the country and you're buying vintage superhero stuff, just know that it might be not, people aren't looking for them there, but it's something in the UK that's easy to find is not accessible to somebody in California that's a big Superman fan. So, there's a lot to say about like buying collectibles from other.
I know you always find these unusual things.
Yeah. And here it's, with shipping and eBay and internet, it's still hard to find. They're still hard to find.
Right. Okay, cool. All right. What do we got next, Alex?
Spider-Man: The Last Stand.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because like that's actually like the name of the character.
Right.
It's weird, right? It's not like it's like the name of the character.
Right.
So what is that? What is that?
It's weird because it's like a weird future version of Spider-Man that may or may not happen. I mean, it's not our universe Spider-Man, but this is like in this universe, Peter Parker kills Kraven the Hunter because Kraven the Hunter had killed Kane and Maddie Franklin, and it's that revenge story. Like once you go over that line, how do you go back or how do you stop? So Peter Parker becomes a little bit more violent. He gets kicked out of the Avengers. He kills Dr. Octopus, and is kind of like in trouble. It's not the Spider-Man where the NYPD is like, oh, Spider-Man, get out of here. It's more like he's killing people and he is a murderer. So NYPD try to hunt him down. At the end, the cops essentially kill him. He shoots and kill him. So like this is kind of like the what if Spider-Man, what happens if he does go
and it's a 20-year-old book. This one's going to go Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 58, November of 2003. I don't even know how they found all these characters. Right? They really, I mean,
all over the place.
Who did they even ask? Right, 88 9.8s. It's a $5 to $10 raw book today. Again, very difficult. It's also AKA Amazing Spider-Man $4.99. Doctor Strange, Thor, Iron Man, Cyclops, FF, and Dormammu appearances. J. Michael Straczynski story, John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna art with a Tony Harris cover. So this book is 20 years old already. I bet you these are $1. I bet you these have got to be $1 bins. Okay. This next one's got to be a tough book to find. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's this next one?
Peter Parker, Prince of Arachne.
Like a spider.
That sounds much better than what I'm saying for sure. But yeah, you're right. This is going to be a tough one. I mean, it's a Spider-Man who got brought in again with the spider totems and bringing him in on the Web Warriors and the Spider Island stuff. He eventually does, spoiler alert, he dies in one of the Spider Wars. But this is kind of the best way to describe it is more of like a Cinderella Spider-Man story. Peter Parker is a poor guy. His parents are dead. The Osborns are his, step family that's kind of bringing him up, but they treat him like a slave. He's always cooking and cleaning. He's doing all this stuff. There's a ball. There's the Princess Gwen, I forget her name, but the Princess Gwendolyn was having this ball. He ends up getting a knight's armor by the help of his friend Mary Jane, going there and then doing the Cinderella thing, like dancing with Gwendolyn, and like she falls in love, they fall in love, but he leaves one of his like armor behind, and so she's trying to find who it is. And then come to find out, like, the Osborns tried to take that away from them. They're the stepmother, the fairy stepmothers, or the stepsisters. But in the long run, everybody finds out Peter Parker is the spider thing. Gwendolyn dies. Mary Jane's, in love with him, and we don't really see much beyond that because we don't get a lot more. But very cool. The spider armor suit is really neat. I really like that stuff.
Cool. So it's Spider-Man Fairy Tales #4. I do not remember this title.
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
Could not have been ordered. July of 2007. There's only one 9.8. It's a $12 to $15 plus book today. CB Cebulski story, interestingly enough.
Yep.
Ricardo Tercio cover and art. All right, what are we closing with today, Alex? Something new and different.
Something new and different. Street Fighter, which is something we've never spoken about.
Hard to believe.
Very hard. Yes.
Right. So it's one of the biggest video games of all time. No.
Yeah, it's Capcom's largest franchise, and I think it's one of those games that constantly reinvents itself for new platforms, and everybody buys it. Like, it's when a new Mortal Kombat comes out, everybody's buying it. When the new Street Fighter comes out, everybody's buying it. There's tournaments. It's huge. It's one of those things where now it's been ingrained in society for so long that it's gonna be very hard for it to stop being a blockbuster for Capcom.
Right.
And it's funny because, like, Street Fighter's been around for a long time. Like, 1987 was the first video game, and the first game versus the second game, this is one of the things, like, the sequel was better than the original because Street Fighter 2 was so big. Arcade machines, consoles, it was huge compared to Street Fighter, the first one. But I mean, what a huge franchise. Even if you've never played it, you know what Street Fighter is for sure.
That's true. That's actually true, by the way. Right.
Yeah.
So Street Fighter #1, August of 1993, 30 years ago. Wow. By Malibu Comics, which was later acquired by Marvel, I believe.
Yeah.
28 9.8. It's $275 plus. Len Trzewski story, Don Hillsman and Jeff Whiting art with Don Hillsman cover. There's a gold version, which is very, very hard to find now. Limited to 18,000 units. 3 9.8s. It's a $40 to $50 raw book. And then there's Street Fighter 2, which you talked about, which is April of 1994 from Takuma Comics. Again, I do not remember that publisher. There's only 6 9.8s, and the last one sold for $900. That's Ryu versus Balrog, Masayomi Kanzaki story, cover, and art. So that's a big book if you could find it.
Yeah, that is a super independent publisher. Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your time. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the field below. Otherwise, we will see you all next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel. Thanks, guys.